Please don't blame me for all my thoughts, 'cause everything we can see is just a joke, nothing more. Everything we call it truth suddenly will kill us all. Can't fight the spinning deep inside of me.
Hey everyone, it's been a while, but Flash is back. Welcome to Retro Gaming Corner. It's been a while, too long. Life gets in the way. Let me turn my music down, listen to a little 80s music. I hope everyone's doing well and staying safe and listening to the rules about quarantine. We will get through this, but that's enough to say about that. I figured I had some time, even though life gets in the way with 3 kids and work and everything, that I would make a video. As you can see down there on my table, I was playing some Neo Geo games, Metal Slug. Oh, they have just great games on there. If you're not familiar with the Neo Geo AES, look it up on Wikipedia. It's probably my most famous and coveted console that I do own. They're going for crazy prices now. And of course, if you can afford the cartridges, which are very expensive, but I'll get into that in a minute. So let's get started, folks. This is basically a pickups video. Show you what I've gotten since the last time. God, 4 or 5 months since I shot my last video. So it's going to be a lot, and I'll go quick, and it's through all the gamuts of all different systems, from computers to old retro video game systems to new old systems. So let's get started. Again, hope everyone's well, and let's rock and roll. Shout outs to all my retro gaming people out there, and Television Dude, and Neo Geo Maniac, I believe, and Coleco Guy, or I forget what his name is, I apologize, and everyone else. So let's get started, okay? Stop rambling. So first off, 2 games complete in box, cartridge form, for my Atari 800 computer system, and also, obviously, you can run these on the 800 XL. This is Synapse software, and this is a game called Slime. It's very cool. I never played that back in the day. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Well, that's Slime. I love these boxes. They're the same company that did a favorite game of mine called, what was it? It was a favorite game of mine. Oh, Seamus. I don't know if you remember that. It was kind of like a Berserk type clone, but much better. Seamus. So that's Slime. And I'll show you what the cartridge looks like. I'll take it out for you. They're small, very small. This is a red cartridge, very small. So that's cool, right? And that's Slime. Next up is a game called Chicken. And again, Synapse software. And again, that's for the Atari 4800. It's a 16K cartridge. And there it is there. And I'll show you that cartridge too. These were actually bought sealed, and they were dirt cheap. They're not, hey, let's face it, they're not the greatest games. But they were dirt cheap. And again, this is the red cartridge, small. And that's Chicken. And that came out in 1982. So I'm excited to play these 2 games. I know nothing about them. I like picking up games I know nothing about. So those are my 2 games for the Atari 800 XL or the 400. Next up, as you know, in my previous videos, go way back, I have a huge, extensive Atari 2600 collection, both boxed and, non-boxed games. I have probably, 600 games, if not more. Go through my past videos to show you my collection. Atari 2600 was, and still is a collection that I really enjoy collecting for. And I'm getting there where, obviously without the most coveted ones left, I have pretty much all of them. This is a Wizard of War, complete in box by CVS Video. A very great translation. It's a little flickery, but a lot of fun. Wizard of War is one of my all-time favorite arcade games. And I actually have this coming by Atari Age, the remade expanded version with voice and everything. So I'm very excited. I can't wait for that to come from Atari Age for the 2600. It's a new remade version of it. And that's Bally Midway did the arcade game. And this came out in, I believe, 1981. Yeah. There you go, right there. Wizard of War. Fun game. Love it. If you never played it, check it out. I also have this for the Bally Astrocade. Next up, I've been looking for this for a while. One of my favorite games in the Atari 5200 is Space Dungeon. It gets great reviews. It's a pretty good translation. But to get it complete in box with the controllers is very rare. And I found that on eBay. And if you notice, it uses the coupler controllers there to play the game because you're using both sticks. Almost like Robotron in a way. This is a great game. And this is complete in box. It's a little beat up. But this is a fun game. And again, the coupler attaches to both controllers. And you kind of need it for that. So this is Space Dungeon. See, with controller holder. So I was very excited to have that. And I have, obviously, I have two Atari 5200s. But here's the controller. Let me show you what's in here. Little catalog right there. And here's the controllers here, which is cool. So you would snap the controllers both in here and play it that way. These are very hard to find. Obviously, you can probably make this on the 3D printer, which I don't have, but anti-skid here. So that was cool, and that is Space Dungeon for the Atari 5200. So that was really cool to have. And let me show you the cartridge, too, while I'm at it. I'm sure you guys have seen Atari 5200 cartridges, but that's it, brand new. Space Dungeon. These cartridges were huge back in the day for the 5200, right? So that's that. Next up is another game. This game is for the Atari 2600, and this is in box. I have this Spider-Man game, but I do not have it in box. This is boxed and complete, and this is by Parker Brothers. An actual real fun game. Ahead of its time, Parker Brothers. And you would have to use, see, Spider-Man, you would climb up and shoot your web, and you would have to make it to the top, and then you would have to battle the Green Goblin. So, this is complete in box, again, for the Atari 2600. I love these Parker Brothers boxes, man. It just held up really well over the years. I have a bunch of them for different games. Spider-Man, that's the instruction booklet. And then there's the game, Spider-Man. Fun game, if you've ever played it, check it out. It's not a game people talk about a lot, but that's Spider-Man for the Atari 2600. So that's cool. See, as you know, I'm going through a gamut of all different systems, folks, so bear with me. Next up, and these aren't in any particular order, I picked up a copy of Zool 2 for my Atari Jaguar. A really great side-scroller. This was out for the Amiga, too. This is Zool 2. I have Zool 1 and Zool 2 on the Amiga, I believe. So that's Zool 2. A great game. Check that out. And that's for the Atari Jaguar, which I always hated. They never had the labels on the top here. And they were always curved. So, I mean, to store them, they would always fall down or whatever. So, yeah, it's not a great design, but what are you going to do? So that was for the Atari Jaguar. And I picked up, I got this for Christmas for my parents. I wanted it. This is an Atari Jaguar homebrew game. Very expensive, but if you can get it for a decent price, pick it up. It is the best Defender-type game out, and probably one of my favorite games for the Atari Jaguar system, which they didn't have many that were great, but this is a Protector and Special Edition. And the sound and graphics are just fantastic. And this is check them out, go on their website, Songbird Productions. they do homebrew or remake games, and look at that. This game just brought joy to me when I played this after Christmas. I had so much fun. I'll be doing a lot of gaming videos coming up, but I just wanted to show you what I have first. Look at the graphics on that and the sound. This game is fantastic. Protector, 60 frames a second, 90% plus of the time. Over 100 simultaneous active objects. It's just fantastic of a game. And let me show you the box. The box is really nice. Brand new. And it comes with a CD. I do not own a Jaguar CD. They are prone to breaking, and I just, you know, and that has a Jag CD that comes with it. It has like demos and stuff on it. And here is the Protector Special Edition booklet. And then the cartridge here, which comes in the box like that. Very heavy cartridge. And that's Protector Special Edition. Very excited with that. This game is fantastic. I'll be doing a video on this game. You know? So that is Protector. Alright, next up is let's see, we're up to 11 minutes. We're doing okay. Next up, I collect handhelds, and I had this back in the day, and this game is fantastic. Well, it's not fantastic, but it's a fun game to play. It's Mattel Electronics Battlestar Galactica, or otherwise known as Space Alert. I don't know if any of you old-timers remember this game. This came out in 1978, I believe. Yep. And this was by Mattel. And here, I'll just show you really quick. Turn it on. And then you press the button to fire, and you move the stick here back and forth. See? And you got to intercept the missiles. But when the game ends, you got to turn it off and turn it back on. But it's a lot of fun, this game. So excited to find this. The prices of these are getting very expensive too. But this is, let me turn the music down a little bit more. Mattel Electronics Battlestar Galactica. See, it's over, so you gotta turn it off, and then turn it back on. See? See? Not too bad, not too shabby. See, and then you can steer them, kind of steer the things. But anyways, that is Battlestar Galactica Space Alert. Very cool game. Takes a 9-volt battery, and again, came out in 1978. Alright? Very cool, right? Next up, another Jaguar game. This is a great pinball game called Ruiner Pinball. I wish I got it in the box, but Ruiner Pinball. And believe it or not, this has the label on it. Whether somebody made that, or I wish they all came that way. I don't remember if they do, but I don't think so. But that's the way they should have came. And that's Atari Jaguar. A great pinball game. A lot of fun. It's Ruiner Pinball. Next up is... I have a Magnavox Odyssey 2. Kind of gets overlooked in the retro gaming community, but they did make some real fun games for it. I also have the Voice, which is the sound thing that attaches to the top of the Odyssey 2. And it utilizes voice on some of the games. And this is a voice game, but you can't play it without the voice. But this is the best game on the system. Actually, I'll tell you 3 games that are really great on the system. But this is my #1 Odyssey 2 game, Turtles. And that is based on the obscure arcade game Turtles. It has a voice in it, the music's cute in it, an addictive kind of maze game. And again, I'll be doing a video of that, of the gameplay. Check it out, Turtles. It's like a maze game. It's very simple, but addictive. Love this game, Turtles. And this is going way up in price, too, on eBay. And that was for the Odyssey 2, Turtles. No box, unfortunately. Keeping an eye out to find a box. Next up, for the voice, is Type and Tell, complete in box. And this is basically just a program where you could type stuff on the keypad of the Odyssey, and it will talk to you in robotic voice. So that it's kind of cool. I'll do a video. This is complete. instructions. You just type in and you hit the button, and you hit the enter button, and it will just, put whatever text you put in there. And it's called Type and Tell. It's complete in box. That's the cartridge. So it's a lot of fun. So you just type something and it talks back to you. Speech synthesis. That's Type and Tell for the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Next up is another Odyssey 2 game. This is called Freedom Fighters. Very, very hard game. You basically command a starship, and you go back and forth. Is this a Defender clone? A little bit, but it's very hard. It's kind of hard to explain. But it's fun, but it's so hard. Freedom Fighters. I have a lot of Odyssey games complete in box. Again, go back to one of my old videos if you'd like to see my collection on all of these. And you see you're shooting, and these things are floating at you. But it's a fun game. It's very hard. And that's Freedom Fighters. That is complete in box. I actually have it in the Magnavox right now. And there's the instructions. I used to love these boxes the way they came. They were with the picture artwork on them and the nice black box here. So that's Freedom Fighters. It's another really good game of mine that I like. And that is for the Odyssey 2. And the last game, this is my second favorite game on the system. Again, this is voice enhanced for the Odyssey Voice. This is Killer Bees. Oh, this game is really addicting. And you basically, you fly around, and you're buzzing around here, and it's kind of hard to explain, but these creatures come at you, and you have to swoop around, and bee-bots, I guess they're called. They're like little robotic things that are after you. And you basically, it's simple. You just fly around with your little swarm there, and you collect all these things to make it to the next level, but you have this side weapon that you can use, and it's a little hard to explain. Just look it up, Killer Bees, but this is a great game. And there it is right there, explains how it's played. So I don't want to keep this video too long, but look it up. This is a fantastic game, Killer Bees, voice enhanced. And there's the game there. Becoming very pricey, complete in box. Challenger series. 26 levels, see voice enhanced. But again, you could play this without the voice, but playing it with the Odyssey, the voice, if you have one or if you find one, it's so much better. The sound, the music, the voice synthesis. So that's Killer Bees for the Odyssey 2. Next up are 3 cartridges here that were on my list to pick up. They're a little pricey, but I still needed them. First one is, and I love these Tiger Vision cartridges colors. First one is Tiger Vision, and this is Threshold. Not a great game, I would say an average game, just a shoot 'em up game. Things come down and you go back and forth and you shoot. This was out on all different platforms, computers and cartridge, Tiger Vision. But I just love the, this is 1982. Love the cartridge colors, isn't it cool? So that's cool. And that's Threshold for Atari 2600. Next up, Jawbreaker. Who remembers this on the computers and everything? This was a pretty popular game. Tiger Vision, Jawbreaker. And this is in the bright red label, and this is from 1982. And it's a bright label. Tiger Vision. Jawbreaker, you go up and down with these moving platforms, and it's kind of like, a little bit like Pac-Man, and I believe they had to change the program. The programmer wrote this. They were going to be sued by Bally Midway or whoever, owned Pac-Man at the time. But this is Jawbreaker, out on numerous systems, and this is actually a pretty good game to play on the 2600. I like playing this. It's a lot of fun. By Tiger Vision, in the cool red cartridge. And next up, this is an obscure one called Marine Wars. And this is by Konami. And they did a Pooyan on Atari 2600, which I showed a video already on that. And this is called Marine Wars. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. So check it out. That's Marine Wars. I got to get some glue and kind of glue it down, see if I can fix that. But this game is starting to go. And these are very uncommon games, you know. Are they rare? Not really, but they're very uncommon. And that's what I'm after right now, is I have all the common and most of the uncommon games. And some rare. So that's Konami, and that's Marine Wars for the Atari 2600. And next up, another Atari 2600 game, but this is actually a homebrew, remade game. This is another favorite arcade game of mine. It was a shoot 'em up game, and this is Juno First, and this is homebrew by Atari Age, which uses voice synthesis. If you have the Atari Vox, which I'll get into next. Great game. You can store your high scores on this. It's got voice synthesis, and it's such a well-made game. And that's Juno First. I wish I had it in a box, but that's still sealed. So that's Juno First, and that is by Atari Age. Let me know what you guys think of that if you have that game. I also have the ROM image on it. And which brings me to the Atari Vox here. Alright, and you're probably saying, what is the Atari Vox? This is the Atari Vox. I'll take it out of the bag in a minute. And this is by Atari Age. And again, it's a device that plugs into Joyport 2 of the Atari 2600 joystick port. And then you plug a speaker into the back of it, and it has enhanced sound. It has a built-in music synthesizer and memory card. And it's for the Atari 2600, 7800, and Vectrex. And it comes defaulted as for the Atari 2600, and it has speech. And that's the instruction booklet for it. There it is there. And it's for the 3 systems. I tell you, this is like 50 or 55 bucks, maybe 60 bucks. It's well worth it if you're a retro gamer and you want to bring it up a notch with some of these awesome homebrew games or reproduction games. So that's the Atari Vox. And let me show you what it looks like. And this is the device right there, Atari Vox. You see? And it's Vectrex enhanced, so you can play Vectrex games on it too at hand. Not play them on it, but plug it into. And there's the little thing where you plug in the single wire to a speaker. And that's the Atari Vox. And there's your little port there that you plug into the second joy port. You know, you want to know more about it, look it up. Again, look it up on Atari Age. And it's a brilliant little device. And again, it stores has a memory in it, and it's a music synthesizer and speech. And again, I'll be doing another review of this. And that's the Atari Vox. A very cool device for your Atari 2600. Okay, next up, as you can see, my Neo Geo down there. You're probably asking me, well, Gordo, the cartridges are really expensive, a couple $100 a piece. Yeah, I have like maybe 3 or 4 real ones. And again, look at my previous video. I'm a broken record. I'll show you my collection for the Neo Geo. But this I got for Christmas from my lovely wife. And it's the multi-cart, Neo Geo multi-cart. It has 181 games on it. But look at the size of that. These are the size of the cartridge. And this sucker gets, obviously, it's a cartridge. And I'll do a video on this too. And you select the game you want. It's kind of like a multi-cart. You select the game you want, you click the button, and away you go. And it's got all the Metal Slug games on here. So awesome. I think this thing goes for about $179, but if you do the math, you know, one Metal Slug game goes for about $600 to $1,000 to what they're going for now. So, I mean, right there, you get your money back just in playing one of the games, if not more, 3 times more. So that is my Neo Geo multi-cart. All right. All right, folks, I promise you a couple things more. Next up are 2 Apple II 5 1/4 floppy games. A game I loved back in the day on the Commodore 64. And a previous video, I was talking about I acquired a Apple IIe. I completely restored it. And this game, and I have a working floppy drive, is Bill Budge, Electronic Arts, these awesome record style games, original games. They come out in this fold style like this. And this is obviously Pinball Construction Set. Very cool game, way ahead of its time. You just drag and drop things, build your own. And there's Bill Budge there. They made them look like rock stars, Electronic Arts. They actually gave them credit for the programming. And there's the instructions for Pinball Construction Set, and there's the game. And you literally just grab your joystick and drag things over from right to left and build your own game. Of course, it comes with some pre-made ones. And there's the floppy, 5 1/4, Pinball Construction Set. Awesome game for the Apple IIe by Electronic Arts. And there's the back. So that's cool. And this game came out in, I want to say 83, maybe 84. So that was cool. Next up is another game, a favorite of mine in the arcade game. Obviously, the Amiga has the best version of this. It's Marble Madness. This is for the Apple IIe. This requires 128K and a joystick and a color monitor, but it has a secret level in it. And this is Marble Madness, again, in this like special fold open, which I believe the first 10 or 20, they Electronic Arts, I could be wrong, did these like that. This is Marble Madness, really cool. And a good version of it, but it does not compare. And there's the guy that made it. Look him up, man. He's a freaking genius, this guy, Larry Reed. And this is Marble Madness. There's the instructions, and there's the floppy for the Apple IIe, and we all know Marble Madness. There it is there. But the Amiga has the best version, the closest translation. I used to love Marble Madness in the arcade. And this works pretty well with the joystick. It doesn't work too bad with the joystick. But obviously a trackball is required if you want to really live the experience. And again, so that's Marble Madness for the Apple II. I'm up to 26 minutes. Oh boy. All right, Gordo. I think that's it. Oh, one last thing? No, two last things. Nope, one last thing. Okay. Dungeons and Dragons handheld computer fantasy game. I don't know if anyone remembers this back in the day, by Mattel Electronics. Classic. You're basically going through a dungeon, and you get treasure and battle a dragon, and it's in the demo mode right now. But I found this a bit pricey, but I found it at a good price. I wish I had the box, but it's just that and the instructions. And this is licensed by Dungeons and Dragons for Mattel, 1981. A lot of fun. This is pretty cool playing. This is Dungeons and Dragons computer fantasy game, handheld for Mattel. Woo! And there you go, folks. I think I'm done for now. I hope to probably post a video once every week to 2 weeks. Life gets in the way, but I have a little more time, and I still have more stuff to show you on another pickup video. But I think the next video will be some gameplay footage on a game I will choose. So I hope everyone's doing well. Post, comment, subscribe. Talk to you later. Get the word out. Flash Gordon, not one record at a time. Flash Gordon's Retro Gaming Corner. If you're into vinyl records, I have Flash Gordon's One Record at a Time YouTube channel also for my vinyl records. Hope all is well. Keep retro gaming, and we'll talk to you later. Love you, folks. Bye.